Welcome to the first edition of Vanguard Online. I'm your host, the VWAA Rookie of the Year, Backwoods Brown. Vanguard Online is where you can get the latest update from the shows, exclusive online matches that you can't get anywhere else. On this episode, today we're going to recap the crowning of every single champion in the company's first year. And to start it off, we're going to start with the Hardcore Kingship. The match for the VWAA Hardcore Kingship had so much action going on, it was hard to keep up with. Not only did you have Ivan Manson's longtime manager Cheeks turn on him, but you had Machine's manager Rat J Flywheel get run out the building. But in the end, even after getting put through a table, Juggalo J City still had enough in him to win the Hardcore Kingship, even though his reign was short-lived. On his first title defense, he defended the title against the VWAA newcomer, the Scarlet Mask. It was one hell of a match, but in the end, the Scarlet Mask pulled it out, and he revealed to everybody that was really C-Red playing one of his tricks again. C-Red's VIP family, one of the meanest, most dirtiest, and cheatingest factions in the VWAA. The VIP family tried to screw TKO out of their title hopes and opportunities for the VWAA Tag Team Championships, but TKO had enough in them to go in the ring and still earn a shot, with Quan defeating Mr. Marche Rocket. Once TKO got into the tag title tournaments, all hell broke loose, with the VIP family jumping them before they even had a chance to really get things going and fight for themselves. As I mentioned earlier, Soul Touches beat Team TKO to get to the second round of the tournament, which left one first-round matchup left, and that was the team of Fall and Ruin versus the Furies. It was one hell of a matchup. It was so damn entertaining, it was hard to keep up with a lot of the action. But the Furies had enough to pull it out in the end, which led to the second-round matchup, the Furies versus the Soul Touches. And with the luck of two managers on their side, Alphabet and the VWAA Manager of the Year, Cheeks, they pulled it out and put on one of the biggest celebrations this company has ever seen. And with Cheeks Manson leaving Ivan, that started Ivan's run of bad luck. Mr. Mad Dog Ivan Manson, a Chicago wrestling legend. But things haven't been going this way since he's come here to the VWAA. Just to name a few things, his longtime manager Cheeks turns her back on him. Then, the man is scheduled to be in the tag team title tournament with his partner Atlas, and then just out the blue, his partner disappears. There's a rumor going around that Mr. C-Red had his hands in on that one. Not only was he in the Hardcore Kingship match to crown the first champion, once again he still fell just a little short. But finally, will Lady Luck be on his side? Only time will tell. And as for the owner, Mr. Stud Muffin, JJ Valiant, well, he's a whole story on his own. JJ Valiant, or some like to call him Stud Muffin, one of the owners of the VWAA. Mr. Valiant has been doing nothing but making everybody's life around here a living hell. And the first person on that list was Mr. Michael Lopez. Lopez did nothing but want to have a dream of becoming a professional wrestler. And ever since day one, JJ Valiant has done nothing but try to stop him. But Mr. Lopez finally got his hands on the Stud Muffin in the Battle Royal, and he threw Muffin out to get the number 16 entry in the Resolution Rumble to crown the VWAA first heavyweight champion. Hell, Mr. Valiant even had it out for me by making me the number 1 entry in the Resolution Rumble. And then, and I don't know why he wants to do this, he started a feud with the unholy one Balthasar. feud of the year. Balthasar versus Stud Muffin. That's exactly what it was. Balthasar was put in every situation Stud Muffin can think of. Handicap match after handicap match after handicap match. But the Unholy One still found a way to persevere and make it into the VWAA Circuit Title Tournament. The VWAA Circuit Championship. That night was one hell of a night. The first match saw Isaiah Velasquez, who by the way was injured, go one-on-one with Juggalo J City. The man might have been hurt, but he still pulled out the victory in the end. The second match you had Jordan Pride versus Ben Cruz. This had been building for months. Former tag team partners finally going one-on-one. Ben Cruz almost pulled it out because he had the help of the Wild side, Johnny Wild and Akuma, but Jordan Pride pulled everything he had out of him and got the victory. And then in match 3, you had me, Backwoods Brown versus Vigilante, the so-called 80s icon. This wasn't even a wrestling match. It was me beating the crap out of him. But he couldn't handle it and got a kendo stick, but I won by disqualification. The next match you had Damian Dunn versus Trauma. Now this is what everybody was dying to see. In the locker room, these two had been at each other's throats. And we were all waiting to see what was finally going to happen. But they got one over on everybody when Damian Dunn just got Trauma to lay down for him and advanced into the next round. And then, the last but not least, you had the Unholy One, Balthasar, with Mad Dog Ivan Manson. Now this was a slugfest from start to finish, but in the end, the Unholy One pulled it out. This gets us to the semifinals, where it was me, Backwoods Brown, Jordan Pride, Damian Dunn, the Unholy One, Balthasar, and Mr. Isaiah Velasquez. Now granted, I was the first one eliminated, and if you've been on the MySpace page, you see how it got done. And this is a message for Balthasar. Boy, I ain't forgot what you done to me, and we got some unfinished business. Now, back to business at hand. Damian Dunn put out Mr. Jordan Pride. Oh, excuse me. I got it wrong. The injured Isaiah Velasquez put out Jordan Pride. Mr. Pride should be ashamed of that one. But that's a different subject for a different story. Then, Mr. Jordan Pride was out of the ring. Isaiah Velasquez looked like he had everything going on his side. He got the beast Damian Dunn out of the ring, but the referee was distracted. By the time the ref looked back, Isaiah was out the ring, and that's all the ref knew. But we thought it was all said and done when you had Damian Dunn and Balthasar going one-on-one for the circuit title. Isaiah pulled another one out of his hat and pulled out his Mr. Main Event status that he won at the first show, which turned the match from a one-on-one into a triple threat. Now, nobody thought Isaiah could overcome the odds and beat the Unholy One and Damian Dunn, but that man has the heart of a fighter, and he did it. And as you can see, the rest is history. Isaiah Velasquez is the VWAA First Circuit Champion. That, my friends, is how we've gotten to this point. Resolution Rumble, the show that will crown the VWAA's first champion. Not to mention we've got some other things going on the card. We've got the debut of Tunica versus Juggalo J City. And you got the Furies defending their tag team championship against the Wild side. But last but not least, you got the Resolution Rumble, and I am excited about this one. And you might be asking why? Because I'm number one, and that gives me the edge on any and everybody that comes into my yard. Not to mention we've got a few surprises in store for you on this show. We got the debut of a few new faces you've never seen before, and Mr. Saldanero said he's got something real special planned for us. And this is the one chance that everybody's been waiting for, where they can finally get their hands on Stud Muffin, JJ Valiant, and do it legally. What's in store on that night? We just have to wait and see. Hey, I'm Backwoods Brown, and this is the first Vanguard Online. Keep checking the website to see when the next one is. And don't forget VWAAWrestling.com, MySpace.com/VWAA, and Chicago Pro Wrestling. And by the way, Happy New Year.